Hello, my name is Simon Johnston. I'm the CEO of Icon Relocation, and welcome to our ongoing series of reviewing the housing stock levels in and around London. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen these videos before, but for those who haven't, just a quick guide. So what we actually have is this system collects all the data from a range of online sources across England currently. It's important to state that this only shows what is new to the housing market. Therefore, it's not showing what is available for it today. This is for guide purposes only, albeit we believe a fairly accurate one. And please note that all the data shown is always in proportion to each other. Now, saying that, on the left we have the legend. So the redder the colour, the higher the cost that location is. And below that you have the towers. So the higher the tower, the higher the stock levels. Over on the right hand side we can then filter by dates, and we can actually also filter by rents, so we can actually look at certain rent windows between certain prices and see what locations might work, and then we can filter by bedrooms. On top of that, down the bottom here you'll see a little bar flashing up every now and again, which is probably quite irritating, so sorry about that, but it does give some really key information. What it's showing is once you hover over any of those bars, it actually shows the stock levels in question and the average rent of all those properties within that location for those number of properties. So with that in mind, what we're looking at is today is the 18th of November. So let's go back to last weekend and look at a sort of 5-day period roughly. What's come onto the market, how things are looking, is the stock levels increasing, is it decreasing, and most importantly, what can you get for different types of categories of properties. So let's dive straight in. So what we have here is one bedroom properties. So what has happened over the last period? Well, a few things jump out to me anyway, and that is firstly the colour. What you're looking at here is predominantly the redder colours, so especially in central London. In fact, let's just zoom in a bit because this is a bit too far out. So let's just zoom in. So you can see around west part of London, so these are sort of the areas around Mayfair and sort of the Kensington area, South Kensington. These are extremely expensive locations. What's more, there is good stock level one bedrooms coming on, certainly around Mayfair by the looks of it. But let's have a quick look. What's the average rent? Yeah, over £3,000 per calendar month for a property in that area. That's not exactly value for money for one bedroom property. If you look outside towards Docklands area, anybody watches videos, I keep going on about Docklands, but it's a really good location. Much cheaper prices in proportion to West London, so roughly around £2,000 per calendar month. Good number of properties are coming on, but again, not exactly the cheapest it's ever been. In fact, as you can see, almost nothing really has a green tint to it, which means it's a lower cost. In fact, let's just take a second to go a bit further out and say, oh, that's a little bit too far out. Let's control my mouse for a second and actually see what is available. And you can see even outside London, in the counties surrounding it, the overall number one bedroom properties coming on is very modest, and most of those are higher prices, which is reflecting what's going on in the market. Let's have a look at the two bedrooms and see how it changes. So you can see immediately there's a few locations where there's some good stock, albeit very red. So we have locations around in central London here which have got some good properties coming on, and some really good levels, 40 odd properties coming on. £4,000 a month though for a two-bedroom property in these parts of central London. Again, not what we call amazing value for money. Docklands, again, some good properties coming on around the fringes, albeit central is reasonably expensive for a two-bedroom. But you can see elsewhere there is stock coming on, which is good. So Croydon, I mentioned a few times, is available. Sutton is good again around Richmond Park. Annoyingly, not a lot coming on for the two-bedroom properties. Around Wembley, just here to the north of London, there are some good options. And again, looking around East London, South London, there is stock, but it is not massive numbers. So let's have a look at three-bedroom properties and see if the story changes. And well, yes, if you're looking for a three-bedroom property in Mayfair, you're in luck. We have 28 properties have come on the last week, but with an average rental of about £5,300 per month. But outside that, three-bedroom properties in London, as you expect, is modest. The real story, though, is outside London, in the areas around Surrey, which are very popular. So around Richmond Park, so Wimbledon here, Richmond, Kingston, these sort of locations. As you can see, very little coming on If you're going out to these areas around Esher, Cobham, etc., these are very popular. This is where the American schools are. One of the American schools is based just around here in Cobham, so families are very keen to move out there. Again, very modest numbers of properties. In fact, let's stay in that area and see what 4 bedrooms looks like. Has much come on? No, very little indeed. And again, looking at London, unsurprisingly, overall modest numbers of properties for 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. I think we can guess how this is going to look. Not a lot coming in apart from some properties in North London. A whole bunch comes on. Some around Camden area, which 10 properties, £7 or £1,000 a month. Thank you very much. And we look at 6 bedroom properties. Unsurprisingly, almost nothing. So let's go back to 2 bedrooms. I think that's where often the highest demand is and the greatest indicator of what's going on. So what's this telling us? Well, it's telling us that stock levels are not increasing, and what is happening, what is coming on, is capitalizing on the demand for properties at the moment. So therefore rents are going up. Now, we're putting this in our blogs on a regular basis. If anybody's not following our blogs, please do. Please go to the Icon Relocation website and actually subscribe to our blogs. We talk about the market almost every week or so. We do some sort of update about what's going on in regard to rental prices, so I'll defer to those. But what you can see here at the moment is that prices must be going up. They are going up because stock levels are going down. So what does this mean overall? Well, the advice to give to somebody at the moment is, as you can see, properties are coming on, albeit in modest numbers. Therefore, when you actually are relocating to the UK, or if you're talking to any of your signees who's relocating to the UK, it's particularly important that you understand the speed of the market, what's going on, why it's actually happening. On top of that, it's important to actually make sure that you understand that if you see a property that you like, or if that property does come on the market that is of interest, you have to react very quickly. If you don't react very quickly, it is very possible that property will be gone within a day or so. As the old expression says, if you sleep on it, you won't sleep in it. So be aware of that. Be willing to also pay the asking price if it's a property in a prime location where there's high demand, and also keep your eye open for a wider area. So if you're particularly interested in one location, say around Richmond Park for example, if you like the idea of living in Richmond itself, be open to the idea of living in Wimbledon perhaps, or Kingston, or any of these locations around it, or going slightly closer to London, or indeed going slightly further out. This will give you far more options, far more choice in a market as fast moving as this. So overall, what can we say? Well, the market is not great at the moment. It's not going to get much better going into the Christmas month, so going to December. It's possible things might improve a little bit in early January and February. We'll wait and see. But I think realistically, you're looking at the house market staying reasonably tight until you're getting into the bulk of next year. Saying that, as I said earlier, we'll always find somebody a property. We are finding them and properties, but the reason why is because you're making sure people understand what's going on, and therefore you know how to react quickly and make sure you secure a property. In the meantime, if you've got any other questions, don't hesitate to contact us. If you want to know more about living in the UK, just ask us. Please subscribe to this channel, by the way. We're really keen to get some feedback. Are these videos helpful? Leave some feedback comments on the YouTube channel. Let us know. We will apply to them all. We welcome ideas, suggestions, feedback, improvements, enhancements. But please subscribe, please follow us, please help us with what is the most important information that you need to know. Otherwise, I hope you're all well, take care, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.